We're getting ready for our blizzard for 2026, and it's going to probably be the headline storm for this winter season as we're anticipating basically 18 to 28 inches of snow. Now, the good news is we still have several hours before any of this snow arrives. Today is all going to be about the clouds in place as we can see them already rolling in. Just a little slither of a sunrise currently as we look through our People's Credit Union Skycam network live over downtown Providence, courtesy of Situate Power Equipment. Temperature currently sitting at 30 degrees there. A little bit of a breeze out of the northeast. It shouldn't be too bad overall until we get a little bit closer to the late afternoon, evening time frame. That breeze will become a little bit more noticeable, maybe 10 to 20 miles an hour already ahead of this storm system. But let's go forward, time things out. We can see temperatures hovering a few degrees on either side of that freezing mark by about 9 o'clock or so. Again, maybe a couple little snow flurries or flakes coming down from time to time today. Very similar to what we saw yesterday with just some decorative snow, more or less. Temperatures should be able to make it into the mid-30s by the afternoon time frame. Still tracking just some minor minor activity on the radar, but we're waiting for that leading edge of our storm system to arrive. That's not going to happen until a little bit later on between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. and we can see it coming in and it will be arriving. There could be a decent little thumpage right off the bat as the snowfall rates will quickly pick up to maybe up to an inch per hour, but we're going to be waiting until after midnight. At that point, we'll start to see those snowfall rates approaching maybe 2 to up to 4 inches per hour with this storm system. Notice all the temperatures too. They're going to be very marginal, which means it's going to be a thick, heavy, wet snow to start things off before the atmosphere starts to cool down a little bit more, especially for those interior locations. But the coastline will continue to have those temperatures hovering right around maybe 32, 33 degrees through a lot of this storm system. It'll be near impossible travel come Monday morning during the brunt of this storm system. Again, the worst really basically from midnight until 3 p.m. on Monday. Still tracking those tremendous snowfall rates, gusty winds blowing around. I know we always say stay off the roadways, but there's the essential personnel, the nurses, the doctors, the first responders that still have to go to work tomorrow morning. Make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time and maybe seeing if your employer gives you the option to sleep over tonight, because that's going to be the best bet, because visibility basically zero between the wind and just those tremendous snowfall rates that we will have across the area. By noontime, we can see we're still watching those bands pivoting into the region. There will be some drier slots starting to come in after about 3 p.m., but still some pretty decent clips of snowfall in and around the region all the way through potentially about 8, 9 o'clock. That's when we finally start to wrap things up on Monday. So long duration event with a lot of snow and a lot of wind. So 18 to 28 inches widespread. Again, wouldn't be shocked to see maybe a couple isolated pockets of a little bit more. Accumulations do drop off as you head out towards the Cape. This is going to be a thick, heavy cement paste, which is going to play a role when you factor in the wind of 50 to 60 miles an hour for interior locations. That's enough on its own to cause issues. 60 to 70 along our south shore and parts of southeast Massachusetts, and maybe 70+ mile an hour. That threat for pockets of power outages. It's going to be more isolated for those interior locations, but as you make your way out towards the Cape, I think that's going to be a real big concern with regards to the storm system because of how heavy and wet the storms are. Quick little touch upon this too is our threat for some coastal flooding. We can see some of our coastal gauges could experience some minor coastal flooding. It's not necessarily because of our tides. We're actually astronomically low, but the fact that we're going to have 15 to 25 foot waves potentially at our south shore is just going to lead to that threat and that enhancement of any flooding that we could see. But a lot going on with this storm system. Also a lot going on in the 10-day forecast. Maybe some light snow again on Wednesday possible, and then a very active Thursday and Friday with rain moving through the area. So it is going to be a long stretch of weather here, and southern New Englanders are going to have to hunker down at least tonight and into tomorrow because of that.